back. And then go ahead and get it underneath the bra strap, quote unquote, all the way down. And then lean back. And when you sit, come right into a forearm press. So this is a sumo squat when our legs are wide and our feet are turned down about 45 degrees. Let's go ahead and just get comfortable. So drop the hips and start to shift from side to side. So you'll notice there's a tendency to push the hips forward. We're going to sink deep into the hip flexors. So it's like we're rolling our pubic bone down towards the earth. Yeah, good, that's better. And just wiggle a little bit. So this tiny little micro movement of shifting from side to side is going to start to loosen up the pelvis, all that stickiness and tightness from sitting and from computers and from driving. We're going to start to loosen that up. And we really want to hang. So it's going to be intense for the arms stay engaged, shoulders down the back, find the lats. But in the lower body, we want to traction the spine out of the pelvis and create space in between the vertebrae. Really important to start to find that engaged but relaxed isolation in the body so we get a full tractioning in the front of the torso. That looks great. Okay, so we're going to make our semicircles a little bit bigger. We're going to shift from side to side. Open up the legs, so you're going to turn. Let's start with the right knee bent and turn the knee out to the side a little bit more. So feet are going to come a little bit off the mat if you're on the round mat. And then push back to do the second side. And really keep that knee pointing out. There's a big difference between here and here for opening up the hips. And all of our weight is dropped, pressing back, shifting, pressing back, shifting. Just start to find some pendulum swing, some angular momentum. Go ahead and go at your own pace and your own time, and just get used to the feeling of the swing holding you. So there's going to be a learning curve in the body as you get used to really relaxing but keeping the arms engaged. Very rarely will we hold on by our arms in any other position. And if you find the leg loops are kind of bopping, we're going to use them for our hands. And we're just going to open it up a little bit wider. So we're not popping up into a warrior two or a full side lunge, but we're just letting the hips hang in space and pushing the hips forward towards that position. But we're not lifting our weight yet. Just let the body hang. That looks great. That's it. The wider the feet, the better. And you notice we're going to have to shift the toes when we switch sides. So make sure that's comfortable as you change your foot position. Beautiful, guys. The arms are working, right? Lower body relaxed, arms engaged. Okay, good. And now let's stay back. Release the leg loops. Go ahead and release into open hand, palms towards the sky. The gesture is receptivity. Okay, so we're like in a star position here. Clasp the hands behind the back of the head along the occipital ridge. And just gently sway from side to side. So keep your feet grounded. Just bring your elbow towards the outer edge of the knee, but it's not going to come close to touching. It's just a nice side body stretch. Okay, so with wide legs, it feels different than with the legs together. So let's go ahead and add a bent knee. So bend the right knee, bring the right elbow over. Keep leaning back. Okay, and then we're going to push back, bend the left knee, the elbow over. Keep the heart lifted towards the sky, so head sinks back into your hands. Go ahead and push back, right knee bends. Yeah, good. And change sides. So just take a few moments to play, explore, experience the swing in a new way. See if you can get into some of those nooks and crannies that hide underneath the scapula. That usually becomes a really congested area. Beautiful. Okay, so we're going to come to center, open up the arms wide, big inhalation, exhale, come back to the forearm press. So there's a few different ways we can transition here. Let's just heel toe the feet together. Straight legs. Okay, I like the twist. So I'm going to pick my left knee up, roll into the outer edge of the right foot, flex it back, step up really high towards the hip, really high. So you're at a right angle. It tends to sink down towards the knee, but that's a different stretch. We want to drop the hips a lot once we get the feet into position. The more we drop the hips, we're in a whole side body stretch. We're opening up the IT band and the obliques, and then we twist and look over the left shoulder. Breathe into it. Inhale, expand. Exhale, drop. Inhale and lengthen. So if our gaze goes towards the knee, we get a deeper twist, but we're not getting the wringing out of the spine. So to get the deeper position, we're going to push the left forearm into the swing, which is almost like squaring our chest. Yeah.
And you can pulse here too.
You can pulse. Very good. Flex that bottom foot so you get a nice long line of energy. So the right foot flexes. There you go. Now come back through center. Inhale, pick the left knee back up, straighten it out. Just pause. I like to drop the hips and just kind of wiggle it a little. And then inhale, lift. Right knee comes with you. Roll onto the outer edge. Step high. There you go. So bring your foot high towards the back of the mat in line with the hip. Now we drop. So flex the foot a lot. So when you drop, you're getting deep into the IT band and the obliques, and then you look back over the right shoulder. Okay, that right forearm is going to engage to get the wringing out of the spine. And it's totally okay to pulse with the breath here. So move in and out of the pose to allow your body to go deeper each time. Feels really good. And of course you can go really big and get a big twist, but if you want to be really gentle, just drop and let gravity do the work for you. Inhaling, lift that knee up, go ahead and extend it. Release the arms straight overhead into a supported back bend. Really good. Exhale, come wide, and just hang into a T. So this was a really intense pose for the underarms, it's just hanging the hips. So we're going to inhale and press up, come back into our forearm press. This really helps take pressure off the underarms. Go ahead and lift that right knee up, shoot it back. Come into a lunge, a forward lunge. You can walk your front foot forward so the knee will track over the ankle just to keep the alignment. Now you have two options here. You can keep the foot flat or you can flex the toes. Just see which one you like better. Just as long as the knee is happy, you're in the right spot. The hips are square, so we don't actually have the knees lined up one over another, but we have them as wide as the hips. It's just nice to have a good solid foundation. And now to go deeper into the pose, we lift the chest towards the sky by pushing our forearms in. Relax the neck back. Make sure you get a big stretch through the belly. Exhale, come back through center. Just pause. Now, if the neck isn't happy, go ahead and do the chillaxin arms. Maybe you don't go too far, but you still get the stretch through the quad and the psoas all the way up into the belly. The full length of the psoas muscle. From the inner trochanter to the T12 attachment is opening up. Beautiful, guys. Okay, come out of it. We're going to press back. Straight legs. Pick the right knee up. Go ahead and pause in the center. Inhale, press the hips up. Pull the knee, left knee back, and then drop into it. Wiggle the front foot forward so you feel like you have nice alignment there. And you can either keep the foot flat or try the flex foot and notice the difference. There's a really big difference in the sensation in the quad. So this is where our spine stays straight up and down, and we push the hips forward, push your hips forward towards me more. Right. Now engage the back bend. Push strongly into the swing with the forearms. Sink your head back. Pretend like your head's going to touch your heel. You can push so much that your left knee lifts if you're into bigger back bends. And then exhale, come down. Really nice, guys. Relax into it. All right, so straighten the front leg. Bring the left leg forward. Let's go ahead and just roll a little from side to side here. So we're just going to release the hips a little bit. In our little semicircles. Now if we walk our feet to the center of the mat, just push back a little bit more, our semicircles can get bigger. Let's just play a little bit in the space and sway from side to side. If you want to hold on to your leg loops so they don't pop, that's always a good idea. So just take a moment to enjoy. Feel the pivot point at your feet staying in the center of the mat and how you can roll around them and how that feels really good to just play. Whee! As you swing from side to side. Really good. That's it. Fun. So we're engaged but relaxed, and we're kind of steering with our hands. Our hands are stabilizing the movement. Beautiful. Nice. It's always good to sync up with one another. And then when you're ready, go ahead and find the center. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, come back into the forearm press. Let's go ahead and just wiggle out. Sumo squat. Sway a little bit from side to side, loosening up the hips. We're going to come right into our wide straddle. So airplane wings, palms facing me, thumbs up, so we push in forward, yes. Now from here, see how lifted our chest is and our head is in line with our body? Keep sinking your hips back and bend the elbows, but keep that alignment. There you go. So head stays in line with the heart the whole time. So just wiggle it out. We're going to shift a little from side to side. This is a nice way to transition into some forward folds. Nice. Just give it a break. So we still need to test out our leg loop. So we're going to come back into our floating Buddha position in a minute, but I just wanted to give you guys a break from the underarms. Let yourself hang, shake out your head. So we were keeping a nice straight line with the body, right? We're kind of arching and tucking our tailbone back, and now what we're going to do is just let the head drop and shake it out. So let your body round just a little bit. So I'm going to show you peppermint patty, which is a really fun position to open up the shoulders. You have to really engage through the shoulders, so hands to the sides. And then, I'm trying to get this hair out of my eye. So we're going to lean forward onto our tippy toes, press your hips forward. Really strong arms. And sneeze. And then exhale, shift back. So wide straddle, forward fold into peppermint patty, so you get the sensation. There you go. And then shift back.
That would be great on your video.
That's fine. Inhale one more time. Really strong arms, right? Big shoulder opener. You feel the sensation? Okay, cool.
I could do this one at home.
Let's go ahead and release the left hand down. Drop it down. Hand in the center. Right arm engages a lot, and we're twisting and looking up towards the sky. Now, if your neck doesn't like that, you can keep looking down and just pull strongly, but if you can, wring out the spine. I always get a great adjustment in my lower back here. Good. One more time. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, twist on axis so the head's right in line with the body. The heart is sinking down. And then we're going to straighten that arm, pull it overhead. Let's go ahead and thread through. So today we're just going to be chill. So we're not going to do a bunch of strengthening. We're just going to get the openness in the shoulders and a gentle swaying motion from side to side. See if you can enjoy that sensation of floating, even though we're nice and grounded. You can feel the weightlessness, the lightness in the upper body. Beautiful. Come back through center. Let's go ahead and lift. So we press, press, press. We come to stand. Just one lift. Left arm threads up and over. Take the exhale of the swing. Hook at the elbow to come to second side. And twist. Inhale, lengthen. You can really open up here. And then exhale, twist. Beautiful. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Right. Straighten that top arm. Slide into the wrist. Bring it overhead. Hook both hands and drop the elbows. Now when we drop, we're letting the chest come down towards the ground. Really strong arms. This stretch in the shoulders is really deep. And then here, instead of moving the arms, let's just try wiggling the hips from side to side a little bit. Just let it feel good. And be relaxed. Beautiful, guys. All right, I'm going to inhale and press all the way up to stand. So one nice tricep curl. And then when we come to stand, let's go ahead and just take a moment to shake it out. Get the swing behind us again. We'll come back to our forward folds. Let's come into our floating Buddha position. And whenever you need a break with the arms, I'm going to show you how to come into a back bend so that feels good. So press back into the sumo squat. Get the swing into a good position. Drop the hips a lot. And then we always hug the swing. So wrap the arms around, both hands grab.